ASX 200. Chris Weston's from RG Markets in Melbourne joins us now for his insights. We've been talking, Chris, a lot about the 4,000 point level today. A lot of people watching their super funds probably don't like the idea of it going below 4,000 points. If you're short, you are loving this. You've probably been hoping for this for some time. What do we make of all the levels, though? What actually should we be watching? What's important here?
Well, I mean, I saw the other day on Friday we closed out the month on the Dow with a bearish monthly reversal. I took out April's high, rejected that level and closed below the previous level. We did that back in September and that caused a big sell-off, about 56% back in 2010, September, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I take that as a bit of a negative situation. If the technicals play on the same way, then obviously we're going to see some further downside. I think the Dow target is around 10,400. The S&P traded through its 200-day moving average. I don't think it's a coincidence that the VIX traded above its 200-day moving average on that same day, and you know, all eyes now going on to that 30 level as well. So I think 4,000 on our market's just really a round number for me. I mean, I think you've got to go look at 39.86, which is the weekly uptrend that's been in place since March 2009. If we get a close below that at the end of the week, then you know things probably looking a little bit more ugly, and we'll probably pull back to sort of mid 3,800 levels at the moment. You know, I just heard Chris Kimber talking about value. Well, there probably is a lot of value in the market, but the technicals for me are still breaking down. They're still suggesting that we are looking for lower prices at the moment. I want to wait for a bit of a confirmation before I start buying into this market at the moment. You know, confidence is shot. What I will say, though, from a very big contrarian indicator, you know, if you look at the front page of the Herald Sun today, and no disrespect to the Herald Sun in any shape or form, but when you see at the front page of the Herald Sun and these broadsheet newspapers, you generally see that being a very, very good buying opportunity long term. Capitulation trade coming through. Sentiment at the moment, if you look at the bullish bearish sentiment index at the moment, it's most bearish it's been for a long time. Net positioning as well. You know, these are the contrarian indicators that you look for as a trader, and right now they're flashing by, but you know the technical is probably just not agreeing with it right now.
Maybe one of those contrarian indicators is when stations send their reporters to all of the ASX and market kind of stations around the country, because yeah, that's when you get you know, the headlines on the Mix 106.5 and the rest. Well, this is when it's really in focus. Yeah.
Well, I think that would have been confirmed if you'd sent someone down to the RG dealing floor, but we got left out.
Left out today, maybe tomorrow. See how it plays out through the next 24 hours, Chris. What about some of the, I don't know, when you look across the global indicators, you mentioned a couple of them. What do you watch out through the week? If you're saying by the end of the week there's that key level you're watching, between now and then, what will actually set the tone, do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously here it's just all about the RBA decision, and I don't think I remember a decision which is going to be so finely balanced. You know, it promises, or so the divergence in views is so broad. I mean, it really does promise to have some fireworks on the Aussie dollar. I mean, positioning ahead of that is impossible, to be honest. I mean, I'm hearing bullish arguments, I'm hearing bearish arguments. You know, the markets, or the OS market, the swaps market is pricing in a 38% chance of a 50 basis points. There's about three out of the 27 who are surveyed by Bloomberg calling for a 50 basis point. The consensus is 25. There's still quite a few with zero. You know, it's just everyone's got their view. Everyone probably positioned ahead of that on their different macro view. The external outlook at the moment, given the synchronised slowdown, suggests that we should see a 50 basis points. But what we should see and what the RBA do are, you know, two very different things. I think the trade in focus at the moment is the QE3 trade. That's going to be the big driver. I mean, Morgan Stanley putting out a note that they now see an 80% probability we're going to hear something on the 19th to the 20th, something to the tune of $525 billion worth of further asset purchases. So that's really, really the focus now. I mean, we've got pretty much every member of the Fed coming out this week. Bullard, Yellen, Lockhart, you know, you name it, they're out this week. And of course, you know, you've got to keep your eye on Bernanke. His testimony later in the week, I think it comes out Thursday morning for us. People, the reporters, will be all over that like a rash, looking for the situation. Where will he be initiating some sort of QE3? Will he be talking more positively about a QE3 situation? You've got the ECB rate decision later in the week. Now, rates are expected to be kept on hold, but I can see there's, out of 57 economists, there are a number of them calling for 50 basis points, a number of them calling for 25 basis points. You've got the UK coming out as well, so I think that's going to be looked at very closely, plus Spanish bond auction later in the week as well.
Yeah, heaps to keep an eye on. Thank you so much, Chris Weston. Appreciate it. Chris Weston from RG Markets.